Welcome to Makeup Mugwump. My name is Leanne. Today we're going to do a full face of my least expensive makeup products. I pulled some choices for some of our color products. A lot of these are from similar brands, but I picked my least expensive for each category of product on my face. I have a couple more recommendations as we go, but let's get started. I'm going to start with a lip oil. I enjoy a lip oil at the beginning of my makeup routine so that it is hydrating my lips as I go, and then at the end if I want to use a liquid lipstick or something a little more drying, then I've got that hydration underneath. This is the e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oil in Nude Kiss. It has a tint to it. I prefer a sheer, but it will be just fine for the purposes of hydration. I'll depending on how much I have left, I may wipe it off at the end. So this is from Eyes, Lips, Face Cosmetics. You can purchase this at a variety of drugstores and Target, Walmart, things like that. I will occasionally, a couple of times a year, do an online order and buy everything that I want because there is more selection online than there is in store, but you can usually find some good stuff in store as well. All right, let's prime the different parts of my face. I use an under eye primer from e.l.f. I don't have a higher end one of this, a more expensive. This is the only one that I have. And I have used a sample of a product by Becca that did virtually the same thing, but the e.l.f. product is just as good. It is super soft. It doesn't give any color. It looks peachy in the pan. It is not giving any color at all. It's just assisting to fill in those creases and those wrinkles in my eyes. I have crow's feet. I am 125 years old and I have really creasy under eyes. So that helps to eliminate that creasing. We'll use another, this is our first product from shopmissa.com. This is AOA Studios is their house brand. This is the Aqua Hydrating Primer. I will happily repurchase this one. It is very silky smooth, but it is not silicone-y. It smells like cucumbers. Oh, let's talk about the hairpiece I've got going on right now. So I'm attempting to plop, y'all. For those of you with curly or wavy hair, I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm attempting it today. For the first time today, I did a sopping wet plop, and we will see what we get at the end. I do have wavy hair. The curl pattern of my hair had changed when I did an all-over bleach for my first fashion color. I have dark brown hair, and I went silver from dark brown in a day. So my curl pattern changed. It's now more wavy than it is curly. So we're going to give this a whirl and see what happens. One more Shop Miss A product. This is from Amuse Cosmetics, another brand on their website. This is the dupe for MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. It is their eyeshadow primer in Clean Slate, and it's that lovely pinky tone. They did have a dupe for Soft Ochre, the yellowy tone, but I am a pinky undertone girl, and so I wanted the pink one, and this item was $1. Shop Miss A's website runs sales quite frequently. Free shipping or $1 shipping, as opposed to their normal shipping policy is if you purchase $35 or more, you get free shipping. And so I a few times a year I will do a $35 order or more, depending on if there's new products, or I will wait for one of those flash shipping sales so that I get a few products that I want because they are priced typically $1 or $1.55 or $1.88 depending on the product, and I will stock up on some items if they're in stock. Stocking is tough on this site. You will find a lot of popular items are sold out frequently. Just stay tuned and stalk them. The sponge that I use is also from their site. That's the one that is $1.55. That is a dupe for the Real Techniques sponge, the Miracle Complexion sponge. It has the flat chiseled end and the pointed round end. This is completely damp and I love it. We're also going to use their newish foundation. These are, I think, $1.88. This is their AOA Studio from shopmissa.com. This is their Prowear Full Coverage Foundation. I have 2 shades because I wasn't sure, and they were so inexpensive that I went ahead and bought Porcelain, which is the lighter shade, and Fair Ivory. I think on my face I'm going to use Fair Ivory, and then I'll use the Porcelain as concealer today. I have a lot of drugstore concealers, but I don't have any from a $1 or $2 range, and I'm going for kind of $3 and under for every single product that I have. There are only a couple of items that would be more than that. Most everything is $1. So I'm just going to load the sponge itself. Occasionally I will use a brush to apply it to my face and then use a sponge to blend it out. But I'm just going to put it on. This is a little bit more yellow toned than I would normally use. Again, this is the Fair Ivory. I typically buy the lightest or second lightest shade in any foundation to try. I am covering freckles, discoloration from sun damage, and redness. And I am looking for somewhere around medium coverage today. I am just at the house. We stay home every day, all day. And so we are going to stay home again today. But I'm just looking for medium coverage. Drag that down a bit. I do have a much darker face than I do neck. That is probably from sun damage. And so I do use SPF every day, whether I'm in the house or not. Today is no different. So I'm looking a bit yellow with this tone. Let's do a mix of Porcelain and Fair Ivory. Let's see if we can do a little concoction here of the two. Just a smidge of Fair Ivory and a little bit more Porcelain. Let's do a second coat near the bottom half of my face. Let's see what we get. We'll blend that up into the cheeks too. It is very difficult for me to find a foundation shade that matches me perfectly because my skin is so differently colored no matter what you're looking at. My freckles are much darker toned in some areas. I can't match foundation to those or else I'd look really crazy. The skin underneath my freckles is reddened. Can't match it to that or I'll look crazy pink. The skin on my neck is incredibly pale. If I match it to that, I look like a ghost. So I do a few things to try to help that. And some days is better than other days. Mixing is one of those things that if I find that the tone isn't working, I will mix and see if I can't get it a little bit better. It'll do for today. So let's use the Porcelain as our concealer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my fingers, on my ring fingers, and just tap, and then we'll blend out with the sponge. AOA Studio brand does several items that are charitable campaign items every day that they stock. They do a animal charity where the Paw Paw Patrol, which is the sponge, is one of those items. They donate a portion of each sale of each of these sponges to a Humane Society type charity. They do the same for education, which I appreciate. It's nice for a company to do that, not just on a specific time of year basis. They do it year round. So I'm happy to support. Also, it's inexpensive and it's good makeup. That's the other thing. I'm not I'm not necessarily trading off the performance of a product for the price of the product. And I appreciate that. So there we have our base done. I am going to use a cream contour today. And it's yet another AOA Studio. You're going to see this a lot. There's a lot from Shop Miss A because it is so inexpensive. I have shopped at dollar stores over the years, and you and I both know the selection there is hit or miss, mostly miss. And I can't get the selection that I want. On shopmissa.com, I am able to do that. This is not sponsored. They don't know who I am. I'm just a customer that appreciates their products and their price point and the ease of use. So this is a contour stick that's called ScultFX contour stick. It is in the shade Fawn, and you will see it is very cool toned. I am not a carver outer of like specifically my cheekbones underneath, because I am not attempting to look thinner with my contour. I just like it on the edges of my face to lend some color. This is super creamy. I have Fenty's, is it Ambra? I have the Fenty one in that, the compact that I really like as well. But this works really well. It's in a little stick. It's super easy to blend out, and it's nice. I typically have a little bit of a stiffer, like I use my foundation brush typically, but today I went with just a sponge instead of a foundation brush. So let's see how well this blends out with just a sponge. Just a sponge. If you can hear the sound of a small creature struggling to breathe, you aren't hallucinating. There is a small dog behind me that is sleeping, and she is would be the prime candidate to test out dogs' sleep apnea CPAP machines, because she's a snorer. That didn't do too badly, did it, folks? Just a little bit of darkness around my hairline. I have one of those widow's peaks that can look kind of funny depending, and so I usually either bronze or contour up there, and that looks pretty good. Good job. So that is, I typically don't do it with a sponge, but I can. That's the contour stick in Fawn. All right, let's powder some. We're going to use all e.l.f. powders. I probably do have some from Shop Miss A, none that are open right now. So a lot of times I'll use a product a few times and then decide whether or not I really like it. And currently I like all my open powders. So I have a few that are back up to try. And so let's use the oldie but goodie, that e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder that everyone knows and loves. It has glitter flecks, but we don't care. I have used up several of these in my lifetime, and I do like it very much. It is inexpensive. It is very small, so super friendly for travel. I am a traveler for my job at a lot of points in the year. This is not one of those points because of life, but this is that under eye setting powder. It's in the color Sheer. It only comes in one color. It's a little bit of a white brightening powder. I like it. All right, next up we're going to use it's technically a finishing powder. I'm going to use it as an all over kind of setting powder. It is in Fair Light. It is the compact for that like naturally bare face kind of line that e.l.f. had, and I'm going to use a no-name powder brush and pat that in first, and then we'll do a little bit of buffing afterwards. This is again Fair Light. It's light enough for me, not a lot of coverage, which I'm okay with because I'm not going for full coverage today. If I was going for full coverage, I could certainly use a powder foundation to top anything that was giving me not enough coverage as a foundation, or just go hard on the foundation on a full coverage foundation, and then it would take care of it would blank everything out, and then I'll use just a a setting powder that doesn't have a lot of coverage. Another powder that I could use for setting powder is the e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder in Cool. I will probably use that as a finishing powder at the end of my makeup. So I'll use that at the end to kind of blend everything together. Let's do bronze. Do we want to do bronzer yet? Let's do bronzer first. Okay, this is a Dollar Tree find from umpteen years ago. It is called Beauty Benefits is the brand, but it is literally a no-name brand. It says it's made by Marquins International. This Marquins is the owner of Wet n Wild, Black Radiance, Jordana maybe? Milani? I don't know. They definitely own Wet n Wild for sure. I know that for sure. And this is just a pressed powder. It is, I got the dark shade. I use this as a bronzer of all things. And I love it. So this was at Dollar Tree for $1. I have no idea. And what I'm saying is that you do not need to go to the Dollar Tree specifically looking for a specific product unless you have knowledge that it is there. You are not ever going to find a specific product in a specific shade unless somebody ahead of you said, hey, this is at your dollar store, go pick it up because it's there right now. Otherwise, it is a crapshoot and you are not going to find it. But if you find something there, buy it. It's worth a try. So this is, it's technically just a powder in a darker color, which for us fair girls works really, really well for a bronzer or a contour, depending on the tone. And I have used this so much I've had pan. That's how much I like it. And it was $1. So that's fantastic. Love it. It gives me some color and I love it very much. It's a nice little find, a gem, if you will. We'll do blush and highlight after we do eyes because I don't know what we're doing on eyes. Let's do brows. So a product that I haven't actually tried yet is from e.l.f. It's called their Wow Brow. I have it in a brown color. Neutral brown. I have an itch. Anyone else itch? Like right after putting on makeup? Of course you do. This is a little tiny wand. And we're just going to use it on our brows to darken it up. I'm going to do one and then show us. Let's see if we can see a difference. If you don't think you're getting a lot of product, you can actually run the little mascara wand backwards through your hairs and then smooth them out. Is a trick I've learned. Do we see a difference? I typically use a pencil and some sort of gel on my brows every day to fill in the sparseness. This would be okay for a natural kind of thing. You can see a little bit of difference in my undone brow and the done brow. And I think it did something. Let's do the other one. Not bad for a few dollars. I am absolutely sure that you could find brow products at Shop Mascara, but I just don't have any. I haven't done that. e.l.f. does have a pencil that I do not currently own that I love. It's $2 regular price, and they have a couple of sales throughout the year that are 50% off the site, except for potentially new arrivals. And they have that brow pencil that's lovely. It's white and it has a spoolie on one end and the pencil on the other. And I usually stock up, but I'm out because I've used mine all up. But this is okay for an everyday kind of makeup thing. Not going for super carved, super defined. I think that would work. All right, let's talk eyeshadow because I'm an eyeshadow queen. I love them very much. And I have a few options here. Something that, e.l.f. has those $3 quads that they've just come out with that everyone's loving. I have one or two and I like them very much. This is something that was from a while ago and it is still available. I think they're called like the Best Friends. This one's called Pink Pal. It is just a matte cool tone brown and a shimmery pink. This makes the quickest eye. Throw the matte brown in the crease and the shimmery pink on the lid, you're done. It's a beautiful little product. Teeny tiny, perfect for travel. I've traveled with it many times and I love it. That's from e.l.f. It was a few dollars. Here's a dollar store find that I think Sabrina here on YouTube told us about. Beauty Treats was $1. I believe these can be found now. I think they might have jacked up the price since everyone was looking for them. I believe they can be found still at the Dollar Tree if you're lucky, but also at like Five and Below, or Five Below, not Five and Below, Five Below. And they are, it looks like a teeny tiny little play makeup, but it's not, it's legit. So that's one option. And then a couple of different styles from Amuse Cosmetics off of Shop Miss A. This is a quad. These two are matte, these two are shimmery. That one's neat. It doesn't have a name. That's how like undescript these things are. This one does have a name. These are called the Lustre Metals, also from Amuse Cosmetics. All of them are a metallic eyeshadow, 6 of them for $1. So let's do one of these. We'll use I'll do a combo of a couple things. Let's use the Beauty Treats for the mattes, and then we'll use one of these metallics on the lid. And let's see here. There is a white and a cream in the Beauty Treats palette. I like to start with a very light shade at the very top of my eyelid to act as my brow bone highlight, but also to help me blend out the very top transition color that I will use. And it actually has some pigment, like it's brightening up there, this white shade. Let's do a little bit, let's do this. There is a slightly mauvey brown. Of course, these have no shade names, nothing. It was $1. So let's do this in the crease. We'll do a pretty simple eye look. I'm just showing you some options and maybe some places that have specific brands that you haven't thought about, that you can get a complete face for a few dollars. Or if you are looking for a specific type of product, you can get that from a very inexpensive product and save some coins. It's pigmented. It actually, it works. There's a little bit of, I want to get that blended out a little bit more over there. It's color. It shows up on your eyes. It's not bad. Let's do a little bit darker shade. Let's do the darkest, nope, not the darkest, but the darker kind of rosy shade. Tap off your brush if you don't want to fall out on your face. And since I've done my face, I don't want to fall out on my face. It shows up, y'all. This is legit. There are 4, 8, 12 eyeshadows for $1. It may now be, you know, $2. The price may have doubled. But, y'all, I feel my plot moving. After I blend this, I'm going to take a plot break, and it's been shifting the entire video, I can tell. Alright, let's try it. Hang on. Don't go, don't go, don't go. Never let go. Tie. Okay. There we go. Okay. Plot reinstated. I don't know how long to leave this on for. I don't know. My hair takes a long time to dry. I have kind of medium long hair, and it takes a long time to dry, and I don't want I don't know, I don't want to leave it there for too long, but I also want it to dry some. Okay, let's pick a metal. Let's do let's do this one. Oh my goodness. 6 eyeshadows for $1, and they are crazy pigmented. I like to bring my shimmer, metallic, glitter shade, whatever, up on my eyelid because that's what I like. You do whatever you like. That is pretty and very quick. 2 palettes, $2 for, this one is, the Beauty Treats is all matte, and it's their warmer, they have a more colorful one. I think they have a few of these, but this one is in the Lustre Metals. I have no idea if it is still available, but if you bought it on a whim, break it out. It's actually quite good. I love to travel with inexpensive makeup because if it breaks, I'm not heartbroken that I will, you know, never see it again, or that I spent a lot of money on it and that now I am in trouble because it is gone. Let's talk eyeliner. So AOA Studio has a gel liner. They're called Buttercream gel liners. I got every color I think that they offered. This is in Licorice. It is the black. They have brown, and then they have some colorful shades. There are a lot of folks that got PR from, I think from this, or they ordered the entire set, whichever. And so you can see swatches of all of them. They're very good. Let's do a little bit of some eyeliner here. I'm going to take an angled brush, also from Shop Mascara. This is their wooden handle line. It's a bit bigger of a brush than I would normally use for this, but let's give it a whirl. I'm only going to do a little. I'm not going to do a ton. And then let's buff that out real quick. Just do a little bit of a smoky liner. If you are very nervous about using gel eyeliners, this is a way to do it, where you put on your line and then you can buff it out with an eyeshadow brush or a Q-tip if we're going old school, and make it just a little bit smoky so that if you have made a mistake, you cannot tell. Always, always, always use what you got. You don't have to wipe it off and start all over again. Adapt, survive, overcome. You will do this. Okay, and I'm just using a synthetic little pointed buffing brush to buff it out. A little bit of smoky liner. $1. $1. Good size little pot, screw top lid, screw it on tight, and I've had this for several months. Hasn't dried out, hasn't done anything funky, and it works really well. It's a liner. It works really, really well. Okay, I'm a fan. All right, next up, oh, I do have another type of eye product that I do enjoy. This is from AOA Studios. It's very similar to the NYX Jumbo eye pencils, all those jumbo crayons. This one is the Long Lasting Shadow Stick. This is in Shimmer Noir. It is a taupe. They have them in kind of glittery colors and in matte colors so that you can use it in place of the eyeshadow pot, the eyeshadow primer pot. You could use something like this instead to color onto your lid and then buff that out as a primer or a kind of a gel base. I'm going to use it buffed out a little bit under the eyes. I'm going to use the same that I used for the black eyeliner. I'm going to put just a little bit more darkness on the outer corner with that remaining gel liner on my black smudgy, and then I'm going to buff out with my kind of buffy shadow brush from earlier right underneath that real quick. And I've got a little bit of a lower lash line going on. Not a lot, but a little. If you wanted to use the buttercream gel eyeliner, you can use it in your waterline, and you can tightline with it, and that's a thing you can do. I don't know. Let's do it. Wasn't planning on it, but let's do it. Same angled brush. I'm going to load up the side of it. I'm going to lay it down and load it up that way, and then just place it on my inner rim of my eye and pull outward. Same thing for the waterline. Lay it down flat. You can go in and draw if you want to. It doesn't work for me very well. I do better with a flat brush. We're going glam today. And there you go. It works. The colors that they have that are actually, you know, colors are, I mean, they're beautiful, and they are absolutely usable too. So they have a bright green and a bright blue and purple and all that. So, well, let's do the other eye, shall we? Wouldn't that be funny? I do this, I don't know, maybe once a week. I'll line inside my eye. Not frequently. But there are some looks that just need it. And it is required for me to do this if I'm doing a smoky eye of any kind. Okay. Line that up. Here we go. Typically, I do not use mascara on my bottom lashes, but I'm definitely going to do that today because when I line my waterline, I absolutely use mascara on my bottom lashes. And I'm going to use a mascara I haven't used in a while today because it is my least expensive mascara. And we'll find out if it works on the bottom lashes because I haven't used it in a while. I forgot to put this somewhere warm, so it's cold. I have to curl my lashes, or you will never be able to see them. They stick straight out from my body, and that's the thing. The mascara I'm going to use today is so old school. This is Jordana's Best Lash Extreme. It's inexpensive. My Essence Lash Princess is $4.99. This is either $2.99 or $3.99. It is fabulous. It is dark. It is a cult favorite from a long time ago. If you were watching Emily Noel when she was still on the news, you know what I'm talking about. This is the eye with crimped lashes on the outside. You notice I've not dipped back in the tube because there's a lot of mascara on this wand. I'm going to dip back in for one more coat on the top lashes. Don't pump your mascara. You're putting air into it and drying it out faster unless it's too wet for you and you need it to dry out faster. It's beautiful. $2.99, $3.99. If you can find it, great. It used to be in my Kmart. I don't know if Kmarts are still a thing in the world. Our Kmart went out of business where we lived, so it's not a thing. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, it works really, really well. Super black. It's cute. I have a little mini bit of smoky. Well, I wasn't inspecting that, but this is how makeup goes. Okay, let's talk blush and highlighter. I have several blush options for you depending on whether or not you are going to order online or you want to see it in store. So from Shop Miss A, they have multiple brands. This is from the brand Santee. This is a mineral blush. It has a beautiful embossing of a like a hibiscus flower on the inside. It's gorgeous. There are several shades of this, and this is color 01. They went real fancy with that. This is their Lumi Radiant Blush. This one's in Golden Apricot. There are many colors of this. This is from AOA Studio. It's beautiful. It's absolutely glowy and all get out. This one's darker for me. Essence, if you are in somewhere like Ulta or if you have a drugstore that carries Essence, these are their Silky Touch blushes. They have repackaged them to be called The Blush. There are different ideations of this one too. This one is in Sweetheart. It is a beautiful, beautiful color. It looks like nothing in the pan, but it's beautiful on the face. These are old school. If you have some of these, you can drag these back out. This is the e.l.f. Studio blush, and they were duping, I believe, NARS colors. This one is in Berry Mary. It's beautiful. I have a lot of inexpensive blushes. Blush is something that I do not think high-end does not perform any better than very inexpensive. Let's use the Essence Silky Touch blush today in Sweetheart. We may pop some of that Santee on the cheeks depending. So let's use a bit of that. I'll start on the backs of my cheeks and then do my apples. It's subtle, but it's there. Like, look, it's there. It's a little bit on the apples, and then I'll show you that Santee mineral blush that's crazily hot pink. It's not bad either. Isn't that pretty? I'm a blusher, so got a lot of blush going on. All right, highlighter from Shop Mascara is AOA Studios Halo highlighter. This one is in Blissful. I have a variety of these as well. They do have some loose highlighters. I don't love loose highlighters because I am a tad messy, and so they get everywhere. But I didn't put blush on my nose, y'all. Hold on. Here we go. Almost had a moment. This is, you can see, this is shiny. It's shiny. It will last you forever. $1. It's not bad at all. All right, I'm going to quickly buff some of this together, and then we will do our finishing powder, which is that e.l.f. tone correcting powder in Cool. So there are 4 pastel colors in this. I'm just going to swirl it together and use this as my finishing powder, which again helps me to blend these things together, give a little bit more airbrush effect to the fact that I've put colors all over my face. And I'm okay with it. All right, let's talk setting spray. I have some, this is a bit of a cheat because this is not my least expensive. I have a few from Shop Mascara that I have not opened yet. This is one that was inexpensive that's almost gone, and I want to continue to use it until it is gone. This is the LA Girl setting spray. This is pretty good, y'all. For as big of a bottle as you're getting, it was inexpensive. There is a slight smell, a little bit coconutty, not overwhelmingly coconutty. It will take away the powderiness of your makeup. This one gives a little bit of a radiance, and I like it. I mean, I like this setting spray so much I've almost used it up. I have a lot of setting sprays. This one is good. LA Girl is a decent brand. I can find LA Girl at some of my drugstores and at Ulta. And I think also at places like Dollar General can have LA Girl and LA Color brands. That looks pretty good. All right, lips. A couple of different options. AOA Studio has liquid lipsticks. They're $1 and they're gorgeous. The color Faded is a beautiful kind of grayish mauve. It's beautiful. I don't necessarily want to wear liquid lipstick today, but here's another one, another brand from Shop Mascara, that Amuse Cosmetics. They have liquid lipsticks as well. This has no name. It's called Lip 2100/2. It's a matte liquid lipstick. It's beautiful. I wasn't sure if I was going to use something like this or something like this. This is SHE Makeup S.he. So I don't know if it's SHE Makeup or SHE. I'm not sure. This lip gloss, I have every single color of their Glossy Lips lip gloss. They are $1 on Shop Mascara. This is 01. It's a bit peachier. It is a fabulous formula. It is so nice. It is thicker and it will stick around. Not super sticky though, to where my lips stick together when I talk. That drives me nuts. I'm looking at you, Mac. It's a pretty color. They have some nudes, they have some colors, but it's just pretty. By the way, this is my lips without lip liner, so when I say I really need a lip liner, I'm not kidding, because my lips don't look like they have much shape without a lip liner because I'm that pale. That's all. That's it, y'all. There's my least expensive makeup on my face today. I like it. Don't you like it? I like it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see some more makeup, I'm considering doing my most expensive products on my face and doing a face of that. So if you think that's a great idea, let me know down below. Ask any questions that you have. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the like button if you want to see some more videos. If you like this one, thanks so much for joining me.